Hello, hello. Welcome to the live chat. Hello, hello. Welcome to the live chat. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Yet another newsworthy day for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Mostly, I would say for the Duchess of Sussex because she has teamed up with a formidable I guess you would say legal scholar, jurist something. Anyway, of course, I'm talking about Anita Hill. So we'll get into that. Let me bring my slide up as I have been working on this up to the very last possible moment. Um, Slept in today, but I guess you can understand that. Um, yeah, it was like my bed had arms. There was something that just kept pulling me back in bed. It's like, nope, you ain't had enough rest yet. Sleep. So I did. Um, because it's been a busy day in the world of Sussex. So let me get my slide going here while I stall for time. Hello to you, Lydia, Miss S, Kenneth Doug, Julia Rock, Jennifer Altman, Darlene Vendrias. Yes, Maddie Rambo. Hello to you. Okay, there's slide number one. Let me get number two up here, and then we are ready to rock and roll. Uh, hmm. Hello, Denise Jones. Alita Portress. Hello. Julia Rock. Hey, love. Welcome. Dari Wiley. Okay, we can do this. Okay, so I think we're good. And I think you guys can hear me okay. We're broadcasting. I'm not talking to myself. Okay, I think today is going to be a good day. You know what? I think I'm going to change that background. I'm going to show you what the background is right now. Let's see if I can get me out of the way. Huh. How do I get me out the way? Okay, that didn't work. Well, anyway, I think you guys already know that the background is the Duchess's coat of arms. So, okay, maybe I'll go back to the red satin background or just a plain Royal Sussex blue. Okay, so this happened today. Meghan and Anita, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, and the esteemed legal mind, Anita Hill. Um, I believe Anita Hill is still working as an attorney, is she? I'm embarrassed. I don't know that, but I don't think she's a judge. I think she's an attorney. But she used to work for Clarence Thomas. And so there is some history with Anita Hill and President Joseph Biden. Now, as much as I love Joe Biden, there was a time when Joe Biden, um, well, let me put it to you like this: Joe Biden was um, one of the people who doubted Anita Hill during those, I guess, hearings for Judge Thomas. Now, this is when age and experience comes in because I remember that it was all over television. And some of y'all remember that too. It dominated the airways. Some people didn't believe her, and some people did. And I'm sad to say that Joe Biden was one of those people who doubted her story. Well, let me just say, for those who did doubt her for various reasons, one could have made the argument, but I won't go into it. But the bottom line is, um, most people, including myself, believe what she said was true and accurate. And so there's that history. So it's kind of hard to, yeah, he did apologize. He did apologize. It is kind of hard to disassociate. And it's not so important what happened in the past as to who Joe Biden is today, which is why I was so proud to vote for him and will gladly vote for him again And if that makes people wince when you hear me say that I supported Joe Biden for president of the United States, and it wasn't just strictly given the alternative, but I think Joe Biden has evolved as a person over the years. And for that reason, there's some people that the Duchess of Sussex has relied upon over time that I may not have been crazy about, but because they have been helpful to the Sussexes, then of course they're my friends too. What could I say? We have to all evolve. That's what I'm trying to say, is that we have to all evolve and move on. Don't let the indiscretions or misjudgments of the past decide how a person will, I guess, live the rest of their lives. I mean, yes, they say if past is prologue. Well, sometimes you have to leave the past in the past, and it's best to just move on. Um, I there's so many things I wish I could take back, but I just can't. But I can live my best every day and move on. So um, I won't get into some of those things. Some of those things I can't even think about for 7 years. we we have to wait until the statute of limitations have passed. Okay. That being said, as you can see, I'm in a good mood because of this open letter. Anita Hill. So let's talk about her. So Anita Hill, I believe she was even in one of those Michael Moore documentaries in the past, right? And anyway, she's usually on the right side of history. I would say almost always on the right side of history, and that's why we love her so much. She's a true feminist icon, and so on and so forth. Anita Fayhill, born July 30th, 1956, is an American lawyer, educator, and author. She is a professor of social policy law and women's study at Brandeis University and a faculty member of the University of Heller School of Social Policy and Management. She became a national figure in 1981 when she accused the United States Supreme Court nominee Clarence Thomas, her supervisor at the United States Department of Education and the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, also known as the EEOC, of harassment. I'm trying to avoid certain words because as soon as I finish doing a live, almost always I have to appeal for them to monetize my video. So I'm trying to avoid that. And I do apologize if I omit certain words, but um, if I don't have my video monetized, then I pretty much lose out on it all day until they do. And I don't think they go back and correct anything. So for that reason, I will omit certain words. Okay, so work as a lawyer. She was admitted into the District of Columbia Bar in 1980 and began her law career as an associate with the Washington, D.C. law firm of Wald, Harkrader and Ross. In 1901, she became an attorney advisor to Clarence Thomas, who was then the Assistant Secretary of the United States Department of Education, Office of Civil Rights. And so, yada, yada, yada. I won't go into all of the details, but there were people walking around. Women had these pink buttons on that says, "I believe Anita Hill." So it was a big moment in African American history where, high ranking legal scholars and educators and everybody else, lawyers and judges, were concerned. It really showcased the idea that someone, with her background could still be subject to some pretty dastardly deeds. And so anyway, that's that. So moving forward, let's get into the letter. The civil rights history of tomorrow is being written today. Judge Jackson's nomination has opened new ground for women women's, that is, representation at the highest level of judicial system that for a long time has tilted against the very community she hails from. For the millions of young women who will rightfully find inspiration from this moment, let's remind ourselves that Black achievement is something that exists not just today or yesterday, and not just in moments of celebration, but as a fabric woven into the entire chronicle of the American story. Thank you so much, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Oh, that gives me my life, right? That just gives me my life. The Duchess of Sussex has quite a way with words. And as I said before, look at me getting all loud and animated and excited. As I said before, don't worry about what Harry has to say in his book. Y'all get where I'm going with that? When I say don't worry, I don't mean the Sussex squad. I'm talking about the people over in Narnia. Y'all should not worry about what Harry has to say as much as what the Duchess of Sussex has to say, because everybody knows that Rachel Meghan Markle has a way with words. Full stop. End of story. She has a way with words. So why even, play with this idea that the Duchess of Sussex somehow is just there to cash in on her title? That's some kind of like thing that was made up over there in Narnia to make it seem like she's greedy and such. The Duchess of Sussex, um, what can I say? She's a thinking, living, breathing individual who has an eye toward some of the, I guess, disparities in this world. And she's one of those people that sees something wrong and she has the intention to right it. Anything about like the pathetic little story in the Mail where they said, oh, she had a very expensive night. Well, that is kind of coded language for Black people shouldn't have nice things, or Black people only do certain things so that they can, buy fancy stuff. It really feeds into some of the worst tropes that you could think of in terms of someone's ethnic background. That is what they're trying to do, is that they're trying to feed into a stereotype. And as I say, when you live long enough, you're going to see everything twice. They did the same thing to the first woman of African American descent to become a United States Senator, Carol Moseley Braun. When Carol Moseley Braun became senator, Rush Limbaugh used to play the theme from the Jeffersons, as though she only became senator so she can come up. That is one of those things that they love to throw at people of color, and in particularly women of color. Well, this just goes to show that the Duchess of Sussex deserves nice things because she's worked hard. And not only that, as you can see, she's absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. I mean, the writer in The Duchess of Sussex has been obvious for a long time, but we've only scratched the surface where her talent and ability as an author is concerned. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned. We haven't gotten there yet. So, all I can say is beware, Narnia, because the best is yet to come. All right. Okay. So this is interesting. Let me see here. All right. Seems like my very interesting. So I have two screens open, and the comments on one screen is moving along, but the comments on the other seems to be frozen. It's a good thing I have two of them open. Wow, that's weird. I've never seen that happen before. Okay, but you all can hear me okay, right? Let's get a thumbs up. Yeah, I'm looking at your comments and it just kind of stops. I'm going to show you. It stops right here. Hello, Baron. How are you doing? Have you recovered from seeing the Sussexes on Saturday? No, that's why I've been sleeping so much because I have not recovered. I am like still exhausted from being up like 24 hours. I didn't sleep well, but I'm almost there. Yeah, yesterday was, I don't know how I got through the chat yesterday. I don't know how I got through it. Yesterday was a tough one for me because I was like operating on, I guess, vapors. I didn't get much sleep. The only fuel I had was the vapors. I didn't have any fuel itself. So, um, okay, this is weird with my chat. I see the thumbs up over there, but on the actual StreamYard screen, they are not moving. So, okay, if I can't highlight anything from this point on, you know why? I don't know how to make it correct itself. Let's see. I mean, I can go back and highlight other stuff, but nothing else highlights. Weird. Okay, so yeah, I can see your comments on my other screen, just not exactly on the StreamYard. Huh. Well, let's not I tell you what, I'm gonna uh oh, okay. Okay. I think I have solved the problem. Oh, that is so weird. All right. Now it's working. For some reason, it said that I lost access. Well, anyway, I won't bore you guys with the detail. Let's move on. Yes, greetings from Haiti. Thank you so much, Chantel, number 6. Huh. Note to self, that can happen sometime. Lydia, I worked on that thing that we were supposed to work on yesterday. So please, if you can like wave me down in the comments and let me know if it all worked out. Yes, Lydia and I have worked on a project together. All right, so it is the very end of the Black History Month. And I wanted to say farewell to the Afro Annie. Well, actually, Afro Annie wants to say happy Black History Month and, farewell for now. Or is that too soon? I'm so sorry, you guys. Do we I do we have any comments for that? I'm so sorry. I was so busy trying to work out the comment section, but I'm excited to talk about Afro Annie. Thanks, Jennifer Altman. I will have a procedure done in April. Okay. Oh, Miss S, you're on here. Oh my, thank God you're on here. I'm so excited. I don't know how I missed that. Miss S, we've been praying for you, and there's some greetings for you on the community tab. I hope you've seen it. Oh my God. All right, Miss S, do not make me cry right now. Do not make my voice get shaky. But I'm so glad to know that at least you're commenting and that you're like in a live chat because we've all been so concerned about you. I will have a procedure done in April. Pray for things to be better. All I can say is listen to your body and not to doctors who think you are depressed. Amen. Everybody give Miss S a big amen. And Dorothy Ross, I am going to send you the biggest virtual hug that I could possibly send you. Thank you so much for starting off today's live chat with this nice, epic super sticker. And I see also you are a member of, let me say it, Royal Sussex. And also, I can't help but notice that your sticker coordinates with the jacket worn by Anita Hill, who absolutely looks fabulous in this photo, by the way. I think Anita Hill looks very, very beautiful. I think, what is she, 67 now or something like that? I think she looks beautiful. 64? But yes, thank you so much for that. And welcome, Miss S. This is like the best today. My energy level has gone up big time. So I was going to try to say exponentially, but I wasn't sure I would be able to say it. But I think I just did, right? Okay, exponentially. All right. All right. See there, you have brought a big word out of me. But yeah. All right. So thank you for being here, and thank you, Dorothy Ross. And let's see. I don't get me wrong. I recall the Hill Thomas fiasco and was upset about it. Have been for a while. Just want to know if she has a pivotal voice in the nomination being confirmed. I can't help but think that Joe Biden, who is a man of prayer, again, I don't care what y'all think about him. He is a man of prayer. I don't think he just goes to church for the optics. And because I've had Catholics in my family, I'm not necessarily Catholic myself, but I am a Catholic sympathizer. Did I just make up something? But yeah, so I take him at his word now. I think that he has downplayed a lot of mistakes, or not downplayed, but he has apologized for a lot of mistakes that he's made over the years, and I take him to be a very honest man these days. So that's just how I feel. Baron, as we are live, can you show the Duke and Duchess walking into the stage? I would love to see it. How? Oh, you know what? Raspberry Spice. I would love to do that, but I have had quite a time. Do you hear me? I have had quite a time with YouTube about certain things. If it was available from someone, say, Instagram or something like that, I think I would be okay. But the production company that put together that show, they ain't having it. They ain't having it. They've been getting everybody left and right for the actual footage and voices, even the screen recordings that people have done on their home television. So I would love to accommodate you, but I simply can't. I just can't do it right now. I just can't. In my most erudite, upper class, aristocratic tones, I just simply can't. I can't do it right now. Hi, squatties. See what you've done, Miss S. You have just totally lifted my spirits. Hi, squatties. Jumped from a nap after a hectic morning of for blood work, etc. And note, I nearly missed podcasts. Hope all is well and take care, Miss S. Clara Cadore, welcome to the live chat. We're so glad that you're here, and we hope that whatever you're doing in terms of medical stuff, that you are well. Let's see, Connie Balmer for the reminder. And Connie Balmer, you were supposed to remind me about something. Connie brought it to my attention. She said, you know what? We like the merchandise, but how about some different colors? Okay, Connie, if I don't do something by the end of this week, like I was supposed to do last week, don't hesitate to remind me. You know I'm getting on in the years. I'm so old, my birth certificate is on parchment paper. I'm so old, my doctors were speaking Aramaic with one another when I was born. I mean, I'm so I'm so old. I remember reading about the Louisiana Purchase in the morning newspaper. Okay. Okay. Rosa Roberts wants to say hello to a bunch of people. I am going to go through this scroll very quickly. All right. Get caught up. All right. Jealous Kens and Karens to say whatever they want to about Duchess Meghan. It matters not because Prince Harry is over the moon in love with her. Yeah, it matters not because Prince Harry is over the moon in love with her. Well, speaking of which, I have to say, because of the open letter, there's the murmuring over there in Narnia again about stripping her of her titles. You know what? Every time they try to do something to the Sussexes, it only makes them stronger. So, Lord Nappy Head and his $1 billion fortune is going to go down as the Sussex's fortune goes up, because he's going to, find out. He's going to find out. They really need to end this thing. While in the hospital, I listened, could not comment because the blood in my eyes were affected me, but boy, did I use a lot of big. You use a lot of big words. I was tempted to take out the old dictionary. Oh, thank you, Miss S. Thank you. Now we won't even get into whether they were grammatically correct, but yes, I did throw a few of them out there, especially when Ivy is about, hello, Ivy here. I didn't do that at all for the past few days. That's what's missing. I haven't done a single hello, Ivy here. Okay, so I take it everybody is good with talking about Anita Hill for now. And of course, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex's letter. Are we good with that? Anybody have any more comments that you want to share before I move on? Anybody? I'm checking. I don't see anything. Yeah, the reason why my comments were not working is because by mistake, when I was bringing up the slides, I disconnected the StreamYard from the YouTube. But fortunately, I didn't take the entire, live down. So that's good. Okay, I don't see anything but Maddie Rambo has something to say about the titles thing. So let's see that. So what? They don't take their stupid titles. Sick of it. You hear me? Sick! Sick! I'm sick of it. Absolutely. I don't blame you, Maddie. The whole thing is just much to do about nothing. So, right on Black History Month, Afro Annie, show enough. So, Afro Annie wants to bid you all a fine farewell to Black History Month. Okay, Sash, what do you say here? UK think that a freaking title matters to Harry and Meghan. Do they not understand that service is universal? Come on, Sash, you better say it. Service is universal. They don't need a title to do good. They're already, and plus, if they decide to do that, people are going to start calling Meghan Princess Meghan. They're going to start calling her Princess Meghan, but knowing Americans, we're still going to say the Duchess of Sussex. We're still going to say it. I mean, we used to have titles for the jazz stars. Billie Holiday, Lady Day, Count Basie, Nat King Cole. I mean, we used to give titles out anyway. We'll come up with our own titles. Light Skin Harry. I'm in such a good mood today. But yeah, Light Skin Harry. So we'll come up with a title of our own. And trust me, those titles stick. They don't have to be ordained by somebody posh over in some palace somewhere. We got our own flipping titles and we'll use them, okay? So you're absolutely right. I agree. Nappy Head and the Hate Bunch. No, they are out of league. I just can't believe the royal family thinks it's good. It looks good for the royal family. Look bad, really bad for the Duchess of Sussex. Um, you know, I don't think they get it. I don't think they get it. They still think that what matters so much in their aristocratic circles is somehow going to translate over here. There's no such thing as the dollars for brides or dollars for titles, whatever that thing is that the Gilded Age people were doing to get, titles to elevate the status of their family. That's not so important to us anymore. There was a time um, when everybody would look up to the aristocracy for cues on how to live their lives. You remember how the Queen Victoria put on these airs of being just a middle class working mom, and people bought into those, portraits that she would take with Albert and such. But nowadays, people are actually getting their inspiration in terms of style from the streets. The streets fashions, those are what leads the big couture fashion shows in Paris now. It's not what's happening in a palace somewhere, it's what the everyday person is doing on the street. So those days are gone. Okay, happy to see her and hear about her. I was heartbroken when that happened. Yeah, Maggie Ward, I remember that was on TV every day, and I just remember how frail and small, but yet strong and determined that she was. Because Anita Hill had the weight of like a lot of people pushing down on her, and yet she stood strong. She sat there poised, elegant, she was able to articulate her message without any fear of whatever the outcome. I thought it was like, you could think of a lot of women who have gone before Congress and or before the Senate, if you will, and have had to testify. But she was poised and elegant and quite determined and unmoved by their attempts to rock her back on her heels. So that's how I remember the trial. But yeah, and I do remember it was on television all day. Yeah, Miss S, I just saw that. Strip them of their titles. Yeah, I was actually gonna talk about that more later too, but since we're here, but yeah, that's the big thing is strip them of their titles. But yeah, we'll definitely get into that later on. So, but right now, I figured now is a good time for us to have just a little laugh, a bit, at the expense of one of our favorite mythical characters, not a real person, but our mythical character, Princess Anne, aka Afro Annie. That's the mythical character Afro Annie. And here you can see Princess Anne's home compared to Fred G. Sanford's. Do you remember when she was going to invite the greater public into her home for God knows what? I don't know if she was trying to deceive them to come in and help her clean it or what. But we've all seen Afro Annie's parlor, and I don't think that is fit for receiving company. But there you have it. Oh my goodness. I did a video about this some time ago, and in the video I literally had to take a break and go drink water and come back because my side was killing me. Hello, this is the 1980s calling. Can you please return those floral pattern chairs? Those sun bleached uh coral colored floral pattern chairs. Oh, those chairs are screaming the 1980s. Oh, Lily Bell, you know how I feel about that. You know how I feel about the constant comparisons where they try to uplift mediocre Middleton. It's insulting. Harry and Meghan versus the entire working royal, I'll say family. Well, I kind of think I've done that in the past, but we'll see what happens in the future. Let me see. They're going crazy over the titles that Meghan has. They are deceptive. They really don't want Harry stripped. It's her they can't bear to have it. Crazy bunch. Yeah, but it's Harry's birthright. And as you can see from the other day, you really can't have one without the other. You really cannot have one without the other. They are a double act. Lil Rock says at the time Joe was in the boys' club allyship. That's true. Clarence T. Wife recent comments written a letter. The She is a work of art. I mean, she really needs to be in a museum somewhere, because she kind of thinks backwards, much like he does. And they deserve each other. Okay. As Ivy has informed us, the British royal family and Rags actually think if they keep repeating insults, lies, and hates, and the racehorse's word, it hurts Harry and Meghan. Well, yeah, in terms of their popularity over there, it does, but it's only going to elevate their popularity over here. And seeing that they left that life behind is not as important as it was when they were over there compared to being over here. Got angry and jealous. Okay. Okay. So, I don't know if you guys know that she has a twin, but obviously, you guys did not know that Afro Annie has a twin. So, I see y'all want to talk about some other stuff. We'll move on from this. But I just wanted to bid farewell to Afro Annie for Black History Month because, yeah. And this is the very last slide, I believe. Um, my more than morbid curiosity about the way Afro Annie ties those purse straps in a knot. I mean, she just seems like somebody I grew up with. So that's why I feel this kinship for Afro Annie. She seems like an aunt or a neighbor or something. So um, thank you for the laughs, Afro Annie. Um, Happy Black History Month or whatever you want to owe up to. Still waiting for the 21 and Me results, but yeah. And there's Afro Annie in Zimbabwe. Those aren't relatives, but there she is in Zimbabwe. And notice she's got on that dress. I think that the sleeves kind of reminds me of Bootsy Collins, right? Those sleeves are giving me Bootsy Collins for some reason. But okay, I'm done. All right, so you guys, I would like to send out a big thank you to someone who has actually been doing something that I wanted to do for the entire month, but there's been so much other news, I have neglected to do it. Miss S, thank you. I'm sorry, Miss VSN, thank you. I don't know if you're in the chat today, but Miss VSN has been holding it down with her contribution to Black History Month. And I have to say that I have been very moved by it. I haven't watched all of them, but I have watched a few of them. So she has really gone above and beyond to do this. And I just want to say thank you, Miss VSN number 909, for for doing this because it's important and representation does matter. And I just didn't want this moment to go by or this month to end without saying how much myself and the rest of the squaddies appreciate the fact that you took the time to do that because as much as I wanted to do it, it does consume a lot of time, and she made the sacrifice to do it when nobody else was willing to do it or able to do it. So, yeah, it is. It's a great job. It is a great job. I think it's wonderful. Okay, QE2 the second said there will be what is that known as Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Yeah. Okay. So let's see some more thank yous from Miss VSN. I'm looking for them. Everything is moving fast right now. Okay. TCC Sun says thank you so much, Miss VSN. Yeah, and so you guys, aside from of us, like saying thank you here, you can always go over to Miss VSN's channel and watch some of the episodes you may have missed, or you can just go on at least the last one that she's put up and thank her for doing this all month, because it's very important and it's good work, and I'm glad, and I really admire Ms. VSN for doing this. So again, did not want to let that get by. Okay, so let's talk about the gown some more, right? Only certain people can pull off the Grecian goddess look. One had posted that on the Twitter, as you can see. These three knock it out the park. So you have Grace Kelly, which of course there was some royal rodent who said that this is the modern day Grace Kelly. Boy, I tell you, if nothing else, they don't lack imagination, do they? That is the modern day Grace Kelly. All the poise, elegance, and intelligence of Grace Kelly. Like someone just said, I get very frustrated by this bigging her up stuff. It is so sad. It's so sad. It affects me. It bothers me. It's bad enough that you want to compare her to the Duchess of Sussex, which is impossible. But Grace Kelly, Grace Kelly is surely someone who could have done anything with her life she wanted to do, because she was just that good. She was just that intelligent. That she came from a very hardworking working class family. Um and she didn't just capture Albert, I'm sorry, Rainier's imagination for nothing. It's because of everything that she had going for her. So, and then of course there is Princess Diana, who some people say was the personification of the Greek goddess. So, and then there is our Duchess, poised, elegant, intelligent, serene. I mean, there's just not enough adjectives that you could throw out there. And so Christopher John Rogers is the designer of the gown. And he said in the Vogue magazine that he was trying to capture some of the glamour of the old Hollywood, as well as a modern day interpretation, etc. And I think he's done a great job of that. I mean, this gown is going to definitely be a look that none of us forget. The red gown made such a big splash. I was nervous about the NAACP Image Award night, because I'm just like, is there any way she could possibly top that? And I think we got a winner. I really do think we have a winner right here. Yes, Joan Garcia. Yes, she reminds us of our greatness. Thank you for saying that. Yes, she did, Annie Bullard. That's why like I said, I didn't want to not say that, because even though I don't comment on her channel a whole lot, because I think it's like a distraction to go on someone's channel and just chat, 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 chat. So, you guys, I always say hi, and then I, like, whatever else I'm doing, I go and finish doing that, because I just feel like it's not good to just keep going back and forth. I mean, you guys are supposed to, you know, chat it out and everything. So that's what I'm there to observe sometimes. And then sometimes I'm multitasking. But just listening to Miss VSN's voice her voice is so soothing and relaxing. And, it's something about Miss VSN's voice that assures me. And so for her to tackle Black History Month, I think was a perfect fit. I don't think any other squatty could have done as much justice to Black History Month as Miss VSN. So, yeah, I think it was perfect. And for that matter, I'm just glad that I didn't, attempt to do anything at the same time. I'm glad that she stood out with her month of Black History Month. I think it was perfect fit. Yep. Let's see. About the joint article Anita Hill and Meghan Markle wrote together. You have to find it on the URL. Let's see. the article they wrote together. Find it on the URL. Well, I mean, it is featured. Let's see what you're talking about here, because I saw that quote. But the thing is, the way that the article is written, it's not like I could not find the entire letter, and that's what I was looking for. I was trying to find the entire letter, and I only found like the Harper's Bazaar. They have it broken up into comments and then, quotes and such. So, okay, I'm going to try that one more time. And sadly enough, as soon as you search for it, the first thing that comes up is the fail. And I certainly didn't want that. I've had enough of them. But let me try it one more time. Okay. So, all right, I'll show you what I have right here. Okay, find it on the URL. I'm sorry, I cannot find the actual letter itself. And that's what I have been looking for, was the actual letter, and I still cannot find it. So the only thing that I could find that was a direct quote from the Duchess of Sussex is exactly what I shared earlier. Let's see. Let me find it. This. That was the only thing that I could find. Other than that, everything seemed to be broken up into, like, I'll give you the link to Harper's Bazaar, and you can find that for yourself, and you can read it from there. But other than that, I could not find the actual letter. So if you do have the actual letter, please put it in the comments after the live chat. Okay. Let me see. The royals are given into their base from where their popularity comes from. Oh, you mean like the alt-right, right wing? As long as you hurt Duchess Meghan, it's all about the base. Yeah. Yeah, their base core support seems to come from the far right increasingly every day. Baron, futurettes have no content. All they can say is that she is beautiful. By the time she becomes queen consort, she will be wearing big hats like Camilla. I mean, in some ways, she's already Camilla 2.0. She has all she's slowly. There's been a few occasions where she and Camilla has worn the same outfits, but I tell you what, if I ever catch her in something like this, and I'm not saying that it won't happen, but if I ever catch her in something like this, I'm through. I'm through. I'm going to do everything in my power to ignore her, because there's no excuse for anybody to wear something like this. None. But you know, that's what she's doing these days. Okay, back to your comments. Let's see. I think I'm like way behind, so I'm gonna catch up with a few. They never used to big up Kate Middleton until Meghan comes along, but I think the media and the haters are so desperate, but they're losing the battle. Gwendolyn, you are absolutely right with that. Absolutely right. This it wasn't a thing to try to big her up until the Duchess of Sussex, and now that the Queen is like retreating into um, Windsor Castle and not doing so many public appearances. They remember when they were trying to make this big deal about Kate, you know, being the future queen and the future of the country and everything. I still don't understand why they did that. What was the point of that? Because Kate is not going to be a sovereign. That's what was so stupid about that, is Kate is never going to be a sovereign. So why would you go through the trouble to showcase her on the balcony on the day when they were, at the cenotaph, whatever that event is called? I don't understand why they went through so much trouble to try to big her up, as though she's going to be the future queen, and nothing could be further from the truth. But they did it anyway. So that was very odd. But you know, that was their like, okay, this is what I mean right here. This is oh, there we go. That's exactly what I mean. Why would you go through so much trouble to try to imply, calm fears over Queen's health as royals lead tribute to fallen? And there's Kate with her mouth askew, with her Groucho Marx, eyebrows and everything. I don't understand the point of that. What was the point of all of this? Kate is the future of the monarchy. The monarchy is in good hands, and notice that all the newspapers coordinated for this. They all coordinated. So there's three things going on here. There is murder and mayhem. Poppy Day bomb rocks maternity hospital, right? And then you got the queen whose health is failing. And then you have Kate with that weird look on her face with her mouth all askew. All of this is to say past, present, and future. The present, things are scary. The queen represents the past and Kate represents the future. There's a trifecta going on with this story right here. The idea that they're trying to, and that's where I got that from. I just noticed that. I keep saying mouth askew, and I forget where I got that from. There it is right there. It was one of the people on the Twitter. See it in the upper right? Not really sure what to make of the Metro. The Times and Daily Express and the Daily Mail all going with unflattering photos of Kate with her mouth askew for the cover shots. See there? You see that? With her mouth askew. That's why I keep saying that. See how impressionable I am? I didn't even know where I got that from, but I kept saying, why do I keep saying mouth askew? Mouth askew. I mean, I know her mouth is askew, but I knew somebody said that, and that's where I got that from. I am a very impressionable person, and that obviously has made an impression upon me because once I read mouth askew, I could not see it. I could not unsee it. I saw mouth askew, and now it's all I see is her mouth askew. Lord help me. But that's all I see is her mouth askew. So every time you see her, now you're going to be like, yeah, her mouth is askew now that I think about it. It's askew. Her mouth is askew. Somebody on Twitter said her mouth is askew, and now I cannot not see it. So it's unfortunate. I really didn't mean for that to happen, but I saw it on Twitter. I was wondering where I got that from. Well, anyway, thank you for that last comment because you have helped me figure out why I keep saying mouth askew. Okay, so yeah, that was a weird thing that they did with this. And then you see that queen, 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 queen. I haven't seen people yell queen as much since the last Elton John concert. They just keep saying it, queen, queen, queen. Okay, I get it. She's supposed to be a queen, but she's not going to be a sovereign. That's the difference. She's not ever going to be a sovereign. So why keep pushing this? And now this open letter from the Duchess of Sussex with Anita Hill, they are feeling threatened by that. They are feeling threatened by that because the Duchess of Sussex seems to carry a type of weight, a type of gravitas that they know that their future queen consort with her mouth askew cannot rise up to. So they have to keep, I guess, I thought that for some reason that they would, grow tired of going after the Duchess of Sussex, but I can see that every time she makes a public appearance, every time she socks it to him with, something like this, Every time that happens, then it just ramps up the attacks again. That said, Harry and William are blindsided. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. They were blindsided. Yes, I did. I saw that article. Um clickbait, clickbait, clickbait. That's all it is. They okay, bombshell. They love to say bombshell interview. They love to say blindsided. There's so many words that they unpack and throw into a headline just to get people's attention. Harry and William were blindsided. Okay, maybe William was blindsided because William is not wrapped too tight and he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. But let's remember that our Prince Harry, our Duke of Sussex, was wise enough to step away from that cash from for honors guy because Harry knew that there was something foul going on. Okay, so maybe William was blindsided, but I'm sure that Harry has known for quite some time what Charles' true intentions were, where that bleach bottle bubble blonde headed emotional support Camilla was headed to in terms of the royal family. Because at first it was she will only ever be known as Princess Consort. And for now, we're going to call her the Duchess of Cornwall. So, not to compete with the memory of Princess Diana, the people's princess, the Queen of Hearts, and of course, the Princess of Wales. So, to prevent people from getting angry or anguished about that, they decided that Camilla would be known as, of course, the Duchess of Cornwall. All right. And so a lot of people knew at the time that Charles was just buying time before his emotional support, Camilla, would be known as, the Princess of Wales. So when the Queen, and that's probably why Charles decided to do the whole thing with the Queen Consort, is because when the Queen passes away, you know, he wanted to make sure, because this is what I heard the other day. They said that before um when they were married, only 16% of the people thought it was okay. 16% of the people were cool with the idea of Camilla Queen Consort. And since the Queen has spoken up about it, Philip, remember that? Remember when Charles allegedly went over there and, pulled the okey doke and stuck that paper in the box? I'm just making that up, of course, but I kind of think that's what happened. But Charles may have stuck a piece of paper in front of her for her to sign a little statement saying that Camilla should be known as the Queen Consort. I just don't think that the Queen went along with that. I think Charles probably just gave a couple of pounds to someone on staff and said, "Here, I want you to walk past Mummy's window with a portrait of Daddy, and just do it slow, and then I'm going to do what I need to do." And then he slipped that piece of paper in her red box, and now Camilla is the future Queen Consort, because the Queen, she's getting up in years. And when she saw that portrait outside the window, "Philip, is that you, Philip?" I think that's what happened. But I have no proof. I have no evidence of that. But if I was a betting man, and I'm not, but if I had to bet, I would say Charles probably went over there while the Queen is obviously frail as it is, and he slipped that piece of paper in there. And now Camilla is going to be known as the Queen Consort. This was not supposed to happen. In our reality, this was not supposed to happen. Charles he promised that she would be known as Princess Consort. But seeing that Mummy is not well, allegedly, possibly, he decided that today was the day, and is signed, sealed, and delivered by QE2. I would say that was pretty clever. All he had to do was just wait. So, I hope that answered your question. Hearing about those vipers in the UK palaces. The Sussexes are living their best life, so all of the rest can drop dead for all I care. Down in black, you don't mince words, do you? Philip? I knew I saw Philip. I knew I saw him. I just knew it. Philip? Oh, I got to stop doing that. Oh boy. I just knew. I knew it. Um, oh, that kind of hurts when I do that. Oh boy. Um, and I have to confess, you guys, today, um, Charlotte, I don't want to show out today. Charlotte, please, please don't make me speak French today because everybody feels very insecure when I show them how versed I am with the French language. So, um, you know, je ne sais pas, uh, pas quoi, say imbeciles. Okay, I get that word because they kept calling me that in Paris. Every time I turned around, people kept saying imbecile. Uh, S'il vous plaît, silence, imbécile. I heard that a lot in Paris. S'il vous plaît, silence, imbécile. And of course, I just smiled. I say, okay, thank you. So something about the British trolls, right? I'm on. See, I told you I'm good. That keep messing with Meghan and Harry. And you know what, Charlotte, you're absolutely right. Them British trolls, they keep messing with Meghan and Harry. They're imbeciles, and I couldn't agree with you better. So anyway, thank you for that, Charlotte B, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Merci beaucoup, Royal Sussex. Oui. You ought to hear my Spanish. When I try Spanish, I almost cause a race riot. Okay, let me see. I did not see Noreen concern and comments. Comments have been removed. Oh my goodness, do we have a hate listener, a hate watcher? Okay. So I don't want to lose track. Let me get back to where I was. Parquet, and all that. So these are some illustrations. I believe I showed those yesterday. Got those off to Twitter. It doesn't take long before people on Twitter come up with these clever illustrations. I love them, especially the one on the right where you can see it's kind of like the reverse of the situation with Jay-Z and um, Beyonce. Yeah, sorry about that, Beyonce. And of course, these are some of the background, back of the scene photos from the event. You have Jennifer Hudson embracing Prince Harry. And of course, the Daily Mail tried to run some articles saying that Prince Harry, they're trying to make this thing about Prince Harry is phased by Hollywood, when we all know that the admiration between Prince Harry and just about anybody in the world is 100% mutual. There's a lot of people who thinks a lot about Prince Harry, that loves Prince Harry. People who have followed him since the day he was born. We have had a consciousness about Prince Harry, and we are all proud of the man that he has become. So this idea that the Daily Mail is going to try to sell this thing about Prince Harry being this wide-eyed opportunist that just can't get enough of Hollywood, I would say that the affection is mutual. Can I get an amen on that? And with that, I think I am going to have a sip of tea. Okay, I'm back. Okay. I think it was just one Philip too many. They kind of got my throat a bit dry. So yeah, the Daily Mail's thing about this. Yeah. Thank you so much for the amens. Yes, yes, amen, amen. I think I skipped a couple of them, but yes, amen. Hey, Mo Shannon. Let's see. If Prince Harry had fallen on his face, then we wouldn't hear anything about him. Yeah, because the Daily Fail would be satisfied because all of these attempts to sabotage them have fallen flat. Black Queen says, Harry is loved by the world. So eat your hearts out, rodents and derangers. Thank you for telling it like it is, Black Queen, like it is. Thank you for telling us like it is. Like it tis. Telling us like it is. Thank you. Harry, better Harry be in awe of Hollywood than be in awe of someone like Epstein. The way his, yep, absolutely. Okay, just you wait. Willie and Kate will create yet another awards. Oh, they do have awards, don't they? Show for themselves. Yes, yes. Thank you for reminding me about that, Mascara. You know, I almost forgot about Earth Flop. I almost forgot about Earth Flop CO2 or whatever they called it. Yeah, remember Earth Flop? Remember that event? I almost forgot about that. It seemed like 100 years ago. Earth Flop. That was when all those people showed up. They told them to wear old clothes, which was a no-brainer for Kate because she was probably going to do that anyway. But they told the people to wear old clothes, and even if she wears something new, it looks old. But they told people to wear old clothes, which, okay, let me stop. I'm not going to say nothing else about Kate and her clothes, which look old anyway. But if you notice, there was absolutely nobody there but photographers, security people, and one lone family trying to make their way to Tesco's Finest for dinner, something to heat and eat when they saw like all this commotion and they couldn't believe their luck. They were able to get right up front. They didn't have to push through. They didn't have to lift the kid over their shoulders. There was no need for that because guess what? There was nobody there. That's why I call it Earth Flop because absolutely nobody showed up, nobody cared, and just that fast, I forgot it exists. But yet every year, there's going to be all kind of people hoping to get some coveted seat at the NAACP Image Awards because they know that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are going to be there. Look at Jennifer Holliday. I mean, look at her. It's like, hey, Harry. Hey. What's up? Everybody is light-skinned Harry. I mean, that's her eyes just scream. Look, y'all, it's light-skinned Harry. Of course, I'm sure she didn't say that, but I'm saying it. Josie, but Baron, y'all, let's be honest. Everybody's honestly checks for Harry and Diana, and now Meghan, the land with air and paper thin mumbles. To be honest, I didn't know she even had an engagement till today. Yeah, she had. If you're speaking about the Duchess of Cambridge, yeah, she. I mean, nobody cares when they're doing something. They just don't. It doesn't like the purse that she carried in Denmark. I still don't know the name of it. There was no news about the purse being sold out. None of that stuff. That bag that Kate carried, and they had a very prominent photo of Kate's handbag. Do you know that handbag was not mentioned since it has not sold out? Because nobody cares. Let's not forget the phone hacking case. Yes, there's that big phone hacking case coming up, right? And then, of course, the new case that Harry has with the mail, which, of course, if they do decide that they want to get a bigger house or an expansion, I'm sure that the money will likely go to charity. But I'm just saying, it is enough to, um, have a jacuzzi and room for a pony if they so choose. But I'm pretty sure that most of that money is going to go to charity. Oh, I tell you, the lengths that they go through to try to embarrass the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Earthshot. Oh, let me see. Earthshot was started in 1972 by a Dubai billionaire. They worked with David Attenborough, and David brought Egghead in. It's still backed by billionaires. Ain't that something? It's backed by billionaires, and nobody pays any attention to it because the common denominator with Earthshot is just that, the egg. The incredible unedible egg is the common denominator between Earthshot and people's attention, which means that nobody will pay attention to it. Oh, that's too bad. They should have found somebody more, interesting. I mean, yeah, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. I'm sure that bought some type of access in Narnia. So there's Prince Harry. Now this is one of the behind the scene photos that was on the Instagram of Anthony Anderson. And there he is with his mom. I mean, she looks so young. I wasn't sure that was his mom because look at how beautiful her skin is. She looks, what a radiant smile. She looks so young and she's so beautiful. I just wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. So I was like, is that his mom? Yeah. Okay. So, and of course, let me point this out too. Um, Anthony Anderson has hosted the event 10 years, right? But notice, I'm just saying, maybe notice the fact that he made it a point to make sure that his mother was there because he probably or she probably was like, oh, Meghan and Harry are going to be there. I'm going. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure by now his mom is not so phased with Hollywood, but maybe, just maybe, she wanted to make it a point to be there. This is just me saying that I don't have any information about this, but maybe she just wanted to make it a point to be there because she knew that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex would be there. That's all. Or maybe that's why she ended up backstage or taking a photo with them. People love them and get kind of excited when they come around. And I'm not saying that mom's not cool and hip and that she's, phased by Hollywood. I'm just saying, if you look at how tightly she was gripping Harry in one of those photos, I mean, look at Ma. Look at that sisterhood. Look at those sisters hanging out together. Look at how happy Doria is. I mean, this whole moment was like everything. It just, uh, I'm so glad for this. I'm so glad for this. And I'm glad for you, Black Queen. Thank you so much for this wonderful super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And thank you for always supporting this channel, which you have done quite a lot. So thank you. It is greatly appreciated. And your help is one of the reasons why I can do what I'm doing right now. So I do appreciate that. But yeah, Doria, look, I'm just, and guys, let's be fair. None of this is new to Doria. Doria has been around Hollywood for a while, to some degree or another, having worked as a makeup artist and, through being married and such, and then having a daughter who became a star. So for those reasons, I have to say that maybe Doria is not as phased as some people may be, because she's not new to this, right? She's true to this. So for that reason, I'm sure this was just like, all right, NAACP, that's cool. I'll be there. And Doria looks, I just, am I running out of words? I don't have the words. It's how I feel. It's not what I can say about it. It's how I feel about it. Said he was gonna crack that piggy bank ATM. I'm telling y'all, if somebody wants to go head up with some movie lines, Mo Shannon, she has like a photographic memory of movie lines. Thank you for that. One thing I know, Madam Duchess cares less what people in the royal family or haters think of her. That's what bothers them. Haters win only if you care what they think. Absolutely, Mary H. And because she is peaceful under a tree, and all that more 10 for the privilege of being back in California, of course she doesn't really care what they think. And that does bother them. That does bother them. The fact that the Sussexes are not so dependent upon them back home at all seems to bother them. Oh yeah, you're right about that, because um, at some point, I think that the air hostess is going to be everywhere. But until the Queen is gone, until Charles is gone, they're going to hold her at bay, I think. But the hostess intends to open up a party favor shop right there at Windsor Castle. I think at some point you'll be able to go to Windsor and you can buy like monogram marshmallows from her son. She's going to go around with her air hostess. She's going to go around with her air hostess flight attendant beverage cart, and she's going to serve up, beverages for people when they visit Windsor. She's got big plans for Windsor. I just know she does. She has some big plans for Windsor Castle, and they are going to move the operation from Buckleberry, or wherever they are now. They're going to move it to Windsor, and and things will never be better. Trust me, because she has to recoup the losses, because she paid a lot of money to sell this to the public. She paid a lot of money to make this happen. It took a lot of money, a lot of years, a lot of switching educational institutions, but finally they're in. So she's got plans. Okay. I'm only limited by my imagination. Waiting for a little kid to walk up to the Cambridges when they come to the Bahamas and ask them, did you leave Harry and Meghan on the plane? Wish to know what the Queen Mother's cousin Nerissa and Catherine were put into. Oh, those, yes, the cousins, the cousins. Ugh, wasn't that a weird story? Wasn't that a weird story? And to think that they just made them disappear. They were just, one minute they were part of the family, and the next thing you know, they were gone. Just written off. Yeah. Okay, so today on the Twitter, some people put up some quotes for the Duchess of Sussex. Now, anytime you see certain quotes, you can never be sure 100% that they come from that person. I'm going to assume, women make up more than half of the world's population and potential, so it's neither just nor practical for our voices to go unheard at the highest levels of decision making. Meghan Markle on the importance of women in politics, right? So that sounds accurate. The other one, as you get older, you become more comfortable in your skin and comfortable in saying no to things. I've also learned that saying no is just as valuable as saying yes. It's something that I think comes with age and really having a sense of your self worth. And then you make choices based on that, Meghan Markle. So I'm not sure that I've ever heard her say that before. And I can't say I'm quoting that directly from her. This was on the Twitter. I always like to, because sometimes a hater might try to sneak something in there. So you have to always be cautious about quotes that you see with someone's image. They may not necessarily have said that. And John Oliver did something about that on his show on HBO one time. So I'm just reminding you guys of that now, not necessarily just for the Duchess of Sussex, but for anybody, because sometimes people will take a quote and then it ends up all over the social media, and they may or may not have actually said that. So, hey, Jamaicans must ask Kate and William how are their niece and nephew, baby Lily and Archie. Now, you remember the last time somebody asked the Duchess of Cambridge about Lily, and she stumbled all over her words. But to be fair, she would have done that anyway if you had asked her what time it was. So, uh, I'm so bad today. Okay, so I wanted to make sure that we celebrate Janina Gavanga Gavangar. Janina Gavangar. I can never say that name right. But as you know, I love her. I absolutely love her. And why do I love her? Because she went into the lion's den. You guys know that. I want to make sure she gets credit for this. At a time when the Duchess of Sussex was unable to use her voice publicly because of her position in the royal family, um, and at the time when they came out with bullying claims and such, Janina went on one of those morning shows in the UK, and she just said, "Let me tell y'all something. She got receipts, okay? She got receipts." I mean, this girl went in there like a gangster, okay? She went in there like a gangster and told them that if I were you all, in so many words, I would be careful because the Duchess of Sussex has receipts. Yeah, and I believe that to be true. I believe that to be true. The Duchess of Sussex has receipts, and I believe the royal family knows that. Yep. And yes, she is. Ride or die. What a coincidence, because anytime I say ride or die, I love to bring them up. And they just happen to have the same canary yellows. I mean, well, chicken yellow skin, canary yellow skin, just like that beautiful gown. Yep. Just two chicks, ride or die. Those are two chicks you don't want to mess with because they ride or die. But yeah, so I was very proud of her, and I love what she did. She went on the television over there. She didn't worry about whether or not she would be attacked by the tabloids. She just said what she had to say. Like, okay, we got receipts. If you want to try to call her this bully, if I were you, I would remember that, number one, it's not true. And number two, show us the receipts because we got receipts too. Okay, ride or die. Okay. So yeah. And anyway, that's the gown that she wore. What was it, yesterday? The day before yesterday? That was the gown that she wore to the SAG Awards. SAG BAFTA. Is it SAG? SAG and BAFTA? Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. SAG AFTRA Awards. Beautiful gown too. And she's working it. made that I respect for her for on the British show is when she said, "While their recollections may vary, ours don't." Yes, Josie. Yes, you broke it up for that. Thank you. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. Thank you so much. Yes, while their recollections vary, ours don't. I'm telling you, this girl went into that interview like a straight up gangster. I mean, as you can see, she has her cape right now. She went in there like a gangster. She went on their turf and just said, "Hey." Oh, Connie Pell. All right. Well, thank you for enjoying. Um, I'll come back to the site. Be blessed. Okay. All right. Okay, comments are going fast. Lego. Anne's pillows are full of. I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm going to leave that one alone. Okay. So I think I'm almost done. I posted something on Twitter yesterday, and boy, did that get a lot of mileage. I simply said, new to it, true to it. Please tell me where I got that wrong. Somebody is new to that hairstyle, and then there's somebody who has been rocking that hairstyle for quite some time. Someone who, if you ask me, seems to have the means to pull it off. And then there's someone who does not. So that's all I was saying. I was not trying to, you know what I'm saying. I wasn't trying to go there. I'm just saying that the Duchess of Sussex, she owns that hairstyle. That's her thing. Nothing to slight the other one, but the Duchess of Sussex has been, this is her thing. Yeah, like I said, look at how Anthony's mom got her arm around Prince Harry. Mama wanted to be up on that stage with the Sussexes. I just know it. Oh, look at that. She probably just like us. She watched Harry grow up. And when she had a chance to meet Harry, she was like, "Oh, you know what? I bet you he called. I bet you she called Prince Harry, 'Hi, baby.'" I mean, just that's very African American woman. It don't matter that you got no title or nothing like that. I'm pretty sure that Anthony Anderson's mom called Prince Harry baby. I just picture that. I hope she did. Anyway, let me stop. I'm just gushing over this whole night. But yeah. Anyway, so I think some of the supporters of the Duchess of Cambridge thought that I was trying to say something else with that photo, but I was merely speaking in regards to the hairstyle, nothing else. I swear it was just the hairstyle that I was pointing out. That the Duchess of Sussex has been, rocking this hairstyle for some time. And if there's any reason that people think that I'm implying something else, I wasn't. I was just merely pointing out the hairstyle. I have not. It has nothing to do with the lighting or the anything else. It's just the hairstyle. That's it. That's it, and that's all. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And then, of course, I started thinking about jazz hands again, and I just wanted to. I wanted to share some more of my feelings about the jazz hands because I think that the jazz hands ought to be celebrated. Is one of the things about her I just love. I love when she does her Fosse moves. The Fosse moves always make my day. I can have like the worst possible day, and then when I see that Fosse stuff going on, yeah, you know, when I see the Fosse thing going on, then all of a sudden my whole face lights up. And I'm sure you feel the same way because, you know, we don't hate anybody. We love her. We absolutely love her, and we wish her the best. And good luck on your overseas tours coming up. You're gonna need it, but good luck. So yeah, we don't hate anybody. We're not laughing at her. We're laughing near her. Oh, yeah. So there's no hate on Royal Sussex. You all know that. I love everybody. Okay, so I just like the jazz hands makes me smile. I could have the worst day, and when I see those jazz hands, everything changes. The problem is that the unroyal family and their racehorses, thugs, have intimidated, sabotaged, and bullied people for so long. They're not used to anyone fighting back like the Sussexes, particularly Meghan. You better say that again, cookies and cream. You better say that again. They're not used to that. They're not used to that. And um, not so long ago, in one of the videos, I said that the Sussexes had agreed before they left Narnia that they were going to fight. Prince Harry gave that speech, and he said, while it may not be the wisest thing to do, it's necessary that they are going to, um, face the bullies. They are facing the bullies. And there's a lot of people who have been bullied for years and they haven't had a chance to strike back, so to speak. And so they have decided to do that. And they're winning. That's the thing, is they're winning. It'd be different if they weren't winning, but so far they're winning. Not only is it that they're winning, but it bolsters their image because there's a lot of people that are patting them on the back and saying, "Yeah, yeah, more people should do that." And it's very risky. It's very risky, but they're never going to leave them alone. And so if somebody is never going to leave you alone, then you have no choice but to fight back. Okay, let's see. So I want to go back here and next slide. So the Elvis thing. Yesterday or today was it? Somebody pointed out that yeah, it was yesterday. There's more than one image of this very obsessed individual doing this Elvis thing. A honk, a blue Christmas without you. Yes, there's more than one image of her doing that Elvis thing. She's obsessed with the Sussexes, and whenever she speaks about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, her face starts twitching. She goes into these weird squints, and her jaws get tight. And there's something wrong with this woman. She is deeply, deeply disturbed. She is so triggered by this woman of color that seems to have everything that she wants or is the person that she can never be, that she gets this whole Elvis thing going. And then I, she needs help. She needs help. Now, listening to another podcast in the past, I heard that she may have some type of issue that requires, she may have an issue that she needs to go and get fixed. That she may not be herself by the time she ends up on television. She may have had like ways to build up her confidence. And then by the time she gets on television, she start making up stuff, whatever she's doing, allegedly. She has a problem with the Sussexes. She has a problem with the Duchess of Sussex. And so trending a while ago, hashtag Camilla Tominey is a liar. That was trending all over Twitter for some reason. And, me loving to have a good receipt, I just decided to take a little screenshot to save it for prosperity. posterity. Yeah, yeah. For later on. Anyway, I saved it. And and then sometimes I get a little frustrated and I take a little license with her. Um, and for some reason, every time I looked at her, I keep thinking of Easter Island. But we already talked about that. So um, I know. I'm just a cut up today, ain't I? I'm in a very good mood. Miss S is with us. It's the end of Black History Month. It's just a lot of things are going well. The Sussexes had that big night the other night. There's so many things going well. So um, there's no need to be in the dumps right now. And of course, this guy right here, he was already having a great career, but a great career is going to get so much better after the other night. There's a few samples. And we talked about that thing that they were saying about Meghan's breach of protocol and how vulgar it was, even though we proved that even the queen can be a little sassy. So that was from yesterday. And I don't know if there's been any more fallout about Angela Levin. And she said Archwell Foundation partners with the NSSCP have created a new honors digital civil rights award, which it seems Harry and Meghan have won. Apart from creating it, someone please tell me exactly. I just want to know what they've done. Not just about civil rights, but I mean, after all, Megan she's a Hollywood actress, and if she wants an award, she can just create one because in Hollywood everything goes their way, and we just know that. And Megan wanted it. It was Megan. But I still say that SS and the NSSCP was some type of, I think she's trying to say that there's some type of militant organization. I may be wrong, but I'm just saying I'm alleging that that's her intent there. I'm alleging that. Allegedly, I'm saying. So that was that. These two right here, they are headed. Oh gosh, sorry about that. They are headed to Jamaica, Belize, and where else are they going? And then anyway, I wish them I wish them well. There you go. I wish them well on their trip. Um I'm sure that for some of the people who have never seen the Cambridges before, I'm sure that the whole thing with the the jazz hands is going to be a bit of a cultural shock. Once they see those jazz hands, I'm not sure how the local, natives are going to take that, but when they see that jazz hand thing, that is going to be awfully confusing. Not to mention the fact that she keep putting her face in other people's children's faces and that kind of stuff. All of that is going to be a huge shock. So I hope they're prepared. I think that they should send someone from the palace to explain certain things about them before they get there. Like, there's no need to call a doctor. She's not having a fit. That's just her way of talking. Yeah. Somebody should do that. I'm just saying. Because I don't want them to have any confusion. Okay, so I think I'm done. I think I'm done. Let me see here. Those slides are done. Um, yes, I'm done. Done, done, done. Okay, let me look at your comments before I go. The award was created for the Sussexes. She don't realize that others received it in the past. Yes, like the fact that the NAACP has been around for 115 years. That this was Look at that. I'm talking like her now. This was anyway. She probably think that the civil rights movement was just some big misunderstanding. So we can't really expect much from her. Their advisors are telling them that Harry and Meghan are putting them to shame and getting a lot of spotlight. They are going to places they have never gone before. Yeah. Um, oh, boy, I tell you, if Harry and Meghan come up in conversation, if there's anybody on the sideline that brings up the Sussexes, that is going to be a disaster for them. That is going to be a disaster. You won't see it in Narnia. Like this photo right here. This is obviously not a Narnia approved photo. They don't allow people to see any photos that are unflattering, which is so strange because the ones that are supposed to flatter, they don't seem that much flattering or more flattering than anything else. But they have their way of doing things, and I won't interfere because that is none of my affair. Um, but yeah, this is the Cambridges meeting with the president of Ukraine and his wife. You can see the level of attention that they have. They're all polished and on their best behavior. Um, as usual, William is trying to look interested, so he kind of tightens up his mouth. And then the Duchess of Cambridge looks like she's ready to sprint out of there as soon as she can. So this is what they're taking to Jamaica and Belize. This is what's going on tour soon. Um, yeah. Okay, let me see. That one. Okay, that was okay. I know what that is. That is okay. So yesterday we spoke a bit about the way that the refugees are being treated in Ukraine, and Dr. Shola, she came out and said some things about the way that they were being treated was pure evil. And I don't know that they've done anything to rectify that. Now, if you're on social media, perhaps you've seen some of those very, very embarrassing clips for people who, I mean, these were reporters who actually said what other people were thinking. I can't play the clips here. I won't be able to share those clips with you in the future, but they do exist, and they said some pretty uncomfortable things, like referencing the fact that the refugees of African descent are not welcome in the neighboring countries because they don't have blonde hair and blue eyes. It was just very painful to listen to. And so Dr. Shola has called out, the fact that this happened, and hopefully there will be, you know, I don't want to fight the battle now for them because right now the area is in turmoil, but in the future, the conversation should be had. But for now, just get those people to safety. Just get those people to safety. Um, because as we can see here, the young people, and I do believe that a lot of the young people are following whatever instructions that they are given. But these young people in Russia, nobody, excuse me, they didn't need anybody's official word to know that taking to the street was the right thing. But those same young people, if they are the ones that are, working the trains and stuff like that, I hope that they will do what's necessary to see safe passage for them. I believe Nigeria is going to send like some buses or something to try to evacuate some people or get them to safety. But Poland, Belarus, well, not Belarus, but what is one of the other neighboring countries? They don't seem to be interested in allowing safe passage for the people of African descent, and that is a problem. That is not a good thing. That is, my tax dollars go into NATO. Your tax dollars, if you're an American or if you're European, your tax dollars go into NATO. And at some point, NATO is going to be called into this. NATO is going to lend aid for this conflict. And so, for that reason, I want to make sure that people of African descent are given fair and equal protection as this conflict unfolds. I think that I know that that's the way it's supposed to be. So, anyway, let me see what your comments are about this. Baron, many are students who have paid huge fees to Ukraine academic institutions. Thanks for pointing that out. I didn't even think about the fact that their education is being interrupted and that their hard earned money that they're paying at these institutions may be lost at this point, or temporarily, I hope. But yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out. Let's see. Okay. And Black Queen, you say, yes, we will not stand with people who hate us. Black Queen, you cut right through it, don't you? I'm with you. I was feeling a certain way until I saw African people being pushed around and abandoned. We still don't wish harm on them, but we won't lose sleep until they care about my people. You better say it. You better say it. Um, yeah, what is very degrading, very disrespectful. It's very unfair. You know, I'm not one of those people who have an in for immigrants, whether it's in the United States or anywhere. Expats, immigrants, whatever you want to call them, um, foreign labor, I don't care. If you are here, you are paying taxes. If you buy a can of Coke, you're paying taxes. If you eat dinner, you're paying taxes. If you have a driver's license, you're paying taxes. Everybody is paying tax. There's no way you could purchase goods and services in any country without paying some type of tax. So, it's not, I'm not one of those people that feel that someone comes to the country and they're taking my job. That means if I'm worried about them taking my job, then that means I need to be more competitive and do a better job. And then I won't have anything to worry about. You only worry about stuff that you're not good at. So, I don't have that reaction to people immigrating. But, you know, especially if someone is just there as a student. I mean, that's somebody else's kid. Give them a break. Nobody sends their kids off to school to be mistreated. I just pray for the safety of everyone fleeing. There are reports that the African discrimination stories are being amplified by Russian bot accounts to sow division. Spectra powers, I will take that into advisement. That is very much a thing. That is very much a thing. And it could very well be Russian misinformation or Kremlin. I'll just say Kremlin because I'm not going to blame the Russian people. But that happened in the 2016 election, and it could very well happen with something like this because the people that are perpetuating this war are very clever and very capable of sowing the seeds of doubt and confusion. So you make a very, very valid point, and I promise you that I'm not going to rush to judgment, and I'm going to encourage everybody else to be patient. We're seeing videos. We're seeing videos, and they seem very authentic. But the other thing is that these Western reporters, and honestly, I've never seen those reporters before, so I can't say that I trust them 100%. But fair point. Fair point. To stay and fight, I reminded them they should tell the same to the whites fleeing America. They are worth more. Okay. Okay. Baron Putin is beady-eyed little troll who has probably bullied when he was a kid. They say that he has like a mental thing where he doesn't have a real conscience, almost like a sociopath. I don't know how true that is. That can be Western propaganda. I really don't know. But the I would say that the propaganda that's coming out of the Kremlin and on their airways over there, which of course he controls, it sounds it sounds like, I mean, comparing everybody in the government to Ukraine as being a bunch of Nazis and drug addicts. I mean, come on. Nazis and drug addicts. And I don't speak Russian. That's the interpretation that I saw, is that they accuse them of being Nazis and drug addicts. I don't know the difference. I don't speak Russian. But if that is the case, it sounds like he's picking a fight for no good reason. Rest assured that the NAACP knows that the Sussexes are the true champions. They know that they have the golden couple. They're going to protect the Sussexes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And just FYI, NAACP, to be a part of the NAACP, I don't know that it's required that you have to be African American to participate in the NAACP. To have any type of member status, I don't believe that it's necessary that you're African American. It's just necessary that you're true to the cause. And if I remember, I believe that in the past, like in the early days of the NAACP, there were like white clergy people and such that were members of the organization. But I'll have to research that. But I'm just basing that on what I can remember offhand. So the organization is very well regarded in the United States, and the fact that that troll doll seems to know little or nothing about it should not come as a surprise. But she may be pretending to be ignorant just so that she can be compelling or whatever. But I think that perhaps she sees them as some type of, I guess, subversive group or something, whether it's because they're people of color or, in a way to disparage the Sussexes. But there's, it's a bunch of double talk coming out of that weird line between her nose and her chin, that space that seems like it could be anything until it opens up and starts talking. So ugh, ugh, cringe. Can't stand her. Okay. Sorry about that. But she triggers me. It's something about, because she's grifting. She triggers me because she's grifting. Everything is just a 15-minute conversation with Prince Harry years ago has turned into probably what is a newly remodeled kitchen, although I can't tell from what I'm seeing. But anyway, let me stop thinking about her. I just got that sour taste on my stomach or whatever. Is in Poland. Oh, World Kitchen, the World Kitchen. Yes, they are in. They're in Poland. I saw videos. I knew they were somewhere close to everything. Um, World Central Kitchen, right? That's how we. Yeah, if you guys have been looking for someplace to make a difference, when these like crises come up and you want to do something to make a difference, World Central Kitchen is something that we're all aware of. And if you're not sure that you got the right website or whatever, go through a trusted site that may carry them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure if it's on the check out um the Archwell page and see if there's a link there that can take you. So I what I try to do is when I want to make a donation and I'm not sure what is the authentic site, I'll go through a site that I trust, right? And if you go through that site that you trust, then that should take you where you need to go. So if you want to do something with World Central Kitchen, then I would say go through Archwell or some other trusted site, and that should give you access without, taking you to some place that is not right. So, okay. And I'm sorry, I didn't look at the rest of it. Jamaica made arrangements for their students at a Pacific birder. What does that say? Half-mile walk. Uh, okay. So you're saying, Robin Rogers, that Jamaica is trying to evacuate some of their students from the situation? Or they're just trying to give them shelter and aid and protection or whatever in Poland. Okay, I think I got that right. Hope foreign students are expected to also take up arms. Well, Lou, one of the things that the European armies and the European powers have done for quite some time, they love to import soldiers from Africa. They love to immigrate those soldiers from Africa because they have a way of intimidating some of the other troops. The last time I've heard that happen was perhaps in France during World War One. The French were eager, they were keening to bring Black soldiers to France to help fight in World War One because they were found to be very brave and very strong, very capable soldiers. And so, and they also intimidated the heck out of people. And that was something that has been done with soldiers of African descent for 1,000 years or more, if not longer. So that is a thing. They love to parade Black soldiers onto the field of battle to intimidate the enemy. And I have to tell you about someone if I can find him. Seeing that it is Black History Month, let me see. But he was a soldier that fought in World War One. Let me see. Okay. Looking for it. I tell you what, I'm going to have to do this another way. But apropos of the conversation, you may find this interesting. Well, let me see if I can find him. World War One hero. Aha, he comes right up. William Henry Johnson. William Henry Johnson. Let me see if I can find that, and I will share his story with you. I wait until the last day of, Black History Month to want to get deep, right? Lord have mercy. That Royal Sussex. Okay, I'm going to find a photo of him for you. Okay. But yeah, okay, I'm going to go directly to the Wikipedia because I don't think I can get in trouble for using that. So, and I'm going to do a screen share with this one. Okay, so just bear with me for just a second. I appreciate that it's still over 760 people in here while I fiddle around with this. Thank you so much for your patience. Okay, there he is. Oh, okay, this guy right here. Henry Johnson, World War One soldier. Um, Let me see. For the 1890 Medal of Honor recipient, see William Henry Johnson, Buffalo soldier. For Henry Johnson, the African American attorney. Okay, so those are other William Johnsons, but this particular guy, commonly known as Henry Johnson, was a United States Army soldier who performed heroically in the first African American unit of the United States Army to engage in combat in World War One. Let me see. On watch in the Aragon Forest on May 14th, 1918, he fought off German raid in a hand-to-hand combat, killing multiple German soldiers and rescuing a fellow soldier while experiencing 21 wounds in action that was brought to the nation's attention by coverage in the New York World and the Saturday Evening Post. Later that year, on June 2nd, 2015, he was awarded the Medal of Honor from President Barack Obama in a posthumous ceremony at the White House. In 1918, the French awarded Johnson with the, and I cannot say this, Croix de, was it Croix de Coeur? Whatever, however you say that, with a star bronze palm. I'm sorry, with a star and bronze palm. He was the first United States soldier in World War I to receive that honor. Johnson died poor and in obscurity in 1929. There was a long struggle to achieve awards for him from the United States military. He was finally awarded the Purple Heart in 1996, and in 2002, the United States military awarded him with the Distinguished Service Cross. Previous efforts to secure the Medal of Honor failed, but in 2015, he was posthumously honored with the award. So this guy right here, he was a war hero in France. He was a war hero. He was the first American to win France's highest honor that they could give to someone in his position. So let me see if I can enlarge that one. There you are. Yeah, he was like Superman. 21 injuries. 21 injuries. So this is why I say we have to support Miss VSN, because she was bringing forth information like this that honestly I should have been doing all month. But yeah, this is this is who he was. So if you've never heard of him, the United States Army was not desegregated until Harry Truman. When Harry Truman wanted to be reelected president, he decided that his secret to win the election was to count on something that wasn't counted in the first place, and that is the African American vote. See there? There's his headstone right there. Henry Johnson, Medal of Honor, New York. Sergeant something something. It's kind of lost at the bottom there, but yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys. But you can find this in the Wikipedia, which, by the way, you guys, I do donate to Wikipedia when they have those you know, fundraising things. I always donate to Wikipedia because I honestly love and use Wikipedia. So when those things like that come up, if you're using Wikipedia, they're doing this service for free. So you guys, please, please don't ignore those requests for donations. Okay. Khrushchev, is that Khrushchev? Was portrayed like that. We were scared. We scared off him. He took his shoe off and socked one on the socked one on the table 50 years ago that had never been done. Okay. All right. Hey, Sussex Squad. I would like to ask for prayer for my son-in-law, Nathan, 21. He's in the Army, and he just got his orders to be dispatched in Poland a few weeks ago. Oh, well, yes, we will pray for him. We will pray for him. Yeah, that lets you know how serious this situation is. It is very serious. Buffalo soldiers in the heart of America, stolen from Africa, brought the American fighting on arrival, fighting for survival. I'll tell you someone else who's a real hero that you guys may have never heard of. You know that if it wasn't for a former African American slave, we may not have actually have had an American victory in the Revolutionary War. But one of my favorite figures from history is Gilbert Lafayette. And Lafayette recruited the help of a slave to confuse the British into accepting misinformation. So he kind of worked as a spy, but he was a double agent. And he gave the British misinformation and fed all of the real information to Lafayette. And that is how the Americans got the jump on the British and won some decisive battles. And if you ever wonder why there's so many things around the United States named for Lafayette, it is because that French aristocrat came to the United States and he wanted to become a real man. So he fought with the Continental Army with George Washington. But there was a diversion between the two of them. Lafayette wanted to free the slaves, and George Washington's response was, who's going to do the work? So even though he looked at George Washington as a father figure, Lafayette kind of, felt very disappointed. But interesting story about Lafayette. And I have toyed with the idea of sharing it, but it's so much there that I would have to do like about 2 hours on it. And that's why I was discouraged from doing much for African American History Month or Black History Month, is because to do one video would have literally consumed the better part of a day, because I know how I am. I want to add this and add that. And so that's why, as you heard, Facts and 2 Cents said the other day, or was it yesterday, we're going to have to do more live videos because it's just so much more easier to cover a lot of material. So that's why I don't do as many edited videos. So you guys, all 728 that are listening to me ramble on, I am going to liberate you at this point, because while I appreciate it, I realize that I am going into a bit of a ramble, and I don't want to do that to you. But I'm enjoying talking to you all, and I appreciate the input from everyone. Today is a good day for the Sussexes, as usual. And no matter what is said and done for me, that is the whole point of this channel, is to bring it back to the Sussexes and to share whatever other information that that we want to talk about. We don't just have to talk about the Sussexes. So is Lafayette the person who acted out in the... Yeah, that's the exact one. Gilbert Lafayette. I can look him up if you like. I mean, if you guys got to go on, but I'm going to look up Lafayette right now, and we can talk about that a bit, because we are getting into, and I love history. You guys know I love history. So yes, Gilbert Lafayette. Lafayette. Here we go. Let me see. Nope, not that one. Let me find it on Wikipedia. James Armistead Lafayette, the slave that helped Lafayette, took his name. Really, really a great story. And I wish that they would make a movie about it. That would be such a good movie. So let me see. I want to screen share. Share screen. Window. Make sure I'm doing this right. Okay. Boy, I tell you, when you say y'all can go, people don't waste any time, do they? Oh boy, they ran up out of here like okay, there he is. James Armistead Lafayette. Born in slavery around 1760, James Armistead lived most of his life on a plantation in New Kent, Virginia, during the American Revolution. However, James received permission from his master, William Armistead, to enlist in the Marquis de Lafayette's French Allied units. Here, the army dispatched Armistead as a spy. playing the role of the runaway slave to gain access to General Cornwallis's headquarters because Armistead was a native Virginian with extensive knowledge of the terrain. The British received him without suspicion. As and you know what? You know how pompous those aristocrats are. They didn't think much of him. As a result, Armistead accomplished what few spies could: direct access to the center of the British War Department. After successfully infiltrating the British intelligence, Armistead floated freely between the British and the American camps as a double agent. Yeah, so you guys thought this started with Josephine Baker. Nay. Anyway, he relayed critical information to Lafayette and misleading intel to the enemy. Obviously, to his true intentions, oblivious to his true intentions, the British assigned Armistead to work under the notorious turncoat Benedict Arnold. Well, we all know that name. By helping Arnold maneuver his troops through Virginia, Armistead gained significant insight into the Redcoats' movements. Several of Armistead's finest acts occurred in 1781 during the critical movement of the Revolution. In the Revolution, the Battle of Yorktown. The spy informed Lafayette and Washington about the approaching British reinforcements, which allowed the generals to devise a blockade impeding enemy advancements. This success resulted in the final major victory for the colonists when Lord Cornwallis surrendered on October 17th, 1781. Though Americans celebrate freedom throughout the United States at the end of at the end of the war, rather, James Armistead returned to his life as a slave. His status as a spy meant that he did not benefit from the Act of 1783, which emancipated any slave soldiers that fought for the Revolution. As a result, Armistead began the process of petitioning Congress to fight for his freedom. After several years without success, Armistead received help from an old comrade in arms, the Marquis de Lafayette. Upon learning that Armistead remained enslaved, Lafayette wrote a letter to Congress on his behalf. Armistead received his manumissions in 1787. Living off his annual pension fee, Armistead moved to his own 40-acre farm in Virginia, where he married, raised a family, and lived out the rest of his life as a free man. Armistead added Lafayette to his name as a token of gratitude and a testament to the bond the former slave and French general shared. The two crossed paths again during Lafayette's grand tour of the United States in 1824, where the general picked James out of a crowd and cordially embraced him. James Armistead Lafayette died in 1832. So I tell you, that story, what they left out of that particular reading right there is that when Lafayette came back to the United States to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Revolutionary War, Lafayette circled the United States. Lafayette went on like a 6-month journey, or maybe it was up to a year. He went around the country. What was supposed to just be a few weeks turned into almost a year of travel. And as he traveled around the United States, they named towns like Lafayette, Indiana. They named schools and parks and everything you could think of. And people named it. So when you look at like names back in the past and you see the name Lafayette or even Fayetteville, Louisiana is named for Lafayette. So anything named Fayetteville or Lafayette is named for this gentleman. So he himself also participated in the French Revolution. American Revolution, French Revolution. He's one of the few people, if not the only person, who could say that he participated in both. Well, before he left the United States, Lafayette was in Washington, D.C., and in front of a crowd of people, he saw a face that looked familiar to him. And as they said, he plucked that person out of the crowd and took him upon the stage, which he did. Well, not on the stage, but, embraced him in the street. And when he did that, there you can go. You can see some photos. Well, not photos, but portraits of Lafayette. When he did that, of course, all the white people gathered around gasped, like, what is he doing? It was shocking, to say the least. But Lafayette, as I said, did not believe in slavery. And it broke his heart when he tried to explain to George Washington that if America is truly to live up to the dream, that they have to release the slaves from bondage. And George Washington wouldn't hear of it. So that was like something that troubled him for the rest of his life. Lafayette told his son before they left the United States, he said, fill this box with soil. And his son asked him, he said, well, Father, why do you want that? He said, because even though I'm a Frenchman, I will be buried in France. I will die in France, but I will be buried in American soil. So the grave where he's buried in France includes the soil that he received on that 50th anniversary tour of the United States. He was very old, so he knew that he didn't have much time, but really, really great story. So anyway, I'm glad you guys stayed. I hope you enjoyed hearing that. Just wanted to share that with you because that Lafayette is like one of my favorite figures from history. I think he was very underrated, but very, very, very smart, very intellectually advanced for someone from the French aristocracy. So, okay. Anything else? Who wants to? Oh, yeah. Let's honor our faves. Am I still on here? It's been 2 hours and 18 minutes. Did somebody roofie me? How long have I been on here? Okay, let's honor Princess Diana for making Prince Harry possible. And of course, making the Sussexes possible by default. And of course, the queen of everything, Doria, our Queen Doria. Thank you, Doria. Thank you, Doria. Thank you, Diana. Okay, so last word, and then we are going to avenger ourselves out of here. Let me see. Okay. Her book talks about the... okay. That sounds juicy. I'm going to have to look into that. Okay. Didn't like being integrated with black soldiers. Yeah. Okay, I believe they're going to be just fine. They've aligned themselves with some powerful organizations that will protect them. Yeah, they have some friends in high places, cookies and cream. Oh, thank you, Connie Balmer. Thank you so much. Mary Mann, I was glad that you were back home and still not still in Barbados, although the health system there is not bad. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Who wants the last word for the day? I love my island home, but would rather have healthcare here. No insult. Well, Mary, I'm sorry, Miss S. We have to go where we can find the best healthcare. So I have to say that one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that there are in Chicago, they have a hospital called Cook County Hospital, and Cook County Hospital sees people as far away as Mexico. And the reason why is because they don't refuse people. The taxes in Cook County are very high, but one of the things that the money is spent upon is the healthcare system. And the county healthcare system has several hospitals and clinics around the Cook County area, and they will see people regardless of their ability to pay. So they have some of the best doctors in the world there. And there's other counties and free hospitals around the United States. And even though people say that, there's never been free healthcare in the United States, well, there has been a lot of free healthcare. There's a lot of free hospitals, and even some private hospitals. They will give you charity if you come through the emergency room. You cannot be refused at an American hospital if you come through the emergency room. They cannot refuse to see that you're stable and cared for. So, and from there, a lot of hospitals will extend charity for up to a year. For up to a year, you can see a doctor at that hospital without payment. So there's a lot of things like that that people didn't realize. But universal health care has never been available in the United States, but there's been many examples of free health and dental care. So there you have it. I'm going on and on. That's it. Okay. Anybody else? Who's funnier than Barron? Who's funnier than Barron? uh, well, thank you, Miss S. Thank you. And I hope that everyone here at Royal Sussex has been able to keep you company while you were convalescing or while you convalesce, because, you're a part of this. And everybody has been like, have you heard from her? Have you heard from her? So, we're here for you. Okay. Thank you for sharing the historical information. You're quite welcome. Thank you for staying and listening. Let me see. Patrick J. Adams from Suits is on Broadway play and invited Meghan to come see him. We may see her in New York. Oh, thanks for the heads up, Joan Garcia. Now, is this the thing where they were saying, they were, well, anyway, I won't go into that, but but it was something that Patrick J. Adams said about some time ago. So, but yeah, I'll talk about that another time when I can well research it. Charlie Boy is a cheater. We don't give him or his emotional support Camilla no kind of grace. Okay, yes, we got to wind this up. Okay. So that's it. Last word of the day is who? Who has the last word of the day? Okay. Okay, Lydia. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Be blessed, family. I love it. That's perfect. So let's Ginger Avenger ourselves out of here. And we'll do this again tomorrow, show enough. And again, you guys, please go to Miss VSN and check out some of her Black History Month videos. She was very thoughtful to do that, and we should make sure that we support her for doing what all of us should have been doing all month long. So thank you, Lydia, and thank you, Miss VSN. And now it is time for the Ginger Avenger.